So for GK, I refer BPedia only from iExamB. So from there, because the chunks, the every kind of financial related current affairs are given in chunks. So I think that was very beneficial for GA part. For aptitude part also from iExamB website only. I have taken I used to take those aptitude class, so that yeah. But for then reasoning also, reasoning English, I prepared from there only. Okay, so coming to mock interviews, I'll say like mock interviews. Sanjeev sir took my interview. So Sanjeev sir and Shivangi ma'am both were there. So in mock interviews, I think the only thing saw is they asked a lot of HR questions. So HR questions were more. Sanjeev sir asked also like the profile based question. There was job based question. Everything was there.
Hello everybody, welcome to iExamB. Today we have Ayush with us. He has recently cleared SEBI exam as an IT officer. Congratulations Ayush from the entire iExamB team.
Thank
So,
you. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah,
uh,
continue, please.
yes, Ayush, can you tell us a little bit about your profile and how you came
Okay.
to know about SEBI exam?
Okay. So about me, first of all, I mean, right now I'm currently pursuing my master's in Triple IT Hyderabad. So yeah, I'm right now in third semester of my 2 year course. And prior to this, like I have 2 years of working experience also in the IT industry. So like prior to before joining my MTech. So yeah, I've been preparing for GATE since my BTech time only. So yeah, but I think due to I got placed during my, placements of BTech. So I joined the company and then I have continued preparation. And then, yeah, after this, I have joined this college. So, yeah, right now completing my MTech.
Okay, so you will be taking an extension from SEBI.
I have requested, ma'am, yes, like because this is the last sem, right? So yeah, like if
Yes.
they will give, I think I have requested for like 2.5 months. So after that, it will be done. So I think yeah, so
So,
they should provide. So yeah.
okay. So Ayush, how did you come to know about SEBI exam?
Okay, so ma'am, about SEBI, I think I when I used to prepare for GATE, so I used to see some random like videos on YouTube, right? So regarding some preparation, some job openings if are there, because GATE also hires. I mean, a lot of PSUs hires from GATE exams. So used to keep searching. So one day I saw a video from Sushil sir about these regulatory bodies. He made some video. I think I'm not very sure. I think it's some preparation strategy or something. Then from there, got to know about the SEBI and all. Like SEBI, I think NABARD is there, RBI is there. So actually, he's like more generalist. He make for generalist people, right? So then I search like if there is any IT vacancy as IT officer if they are hiring. So I think RBI doesn't hire, but yeah, I got to know that SEBI hires for IT profile. Then I got to learn about regulatory bodies, how they work, like what kind of jobs, what kind of things that they are doing, what are their what are their agenda, and what things they do do for the public. So that intrigues me, and specifically for SEBI, because I am very much interested in financial sector. So I think because SEBI is a regulator of stock market, right, which is one of the most volatile thing in the stock market. So I am very much interested in that. So that intrigued me. Like, so that's how I came to know, and that's how when I decided that I have to prepare for this seems like a very good profile for me. So yeah, the job profile. So yeah, that's when I started preparation, and yeah,
Okay. So, in the SEBI IT exam, there are phases, and each phase has two papers. So, let's talk
correct.
about paper wise, how you strategize your preparation, and what all sources you use to prepare for all these phases.
Okay, so coming to phase one, so ma'am, the first paper is like aptitude, right? The quant reasoning English and GK. So for GK, I refer BPedia only from iExamB. So from there, because the chunks, the every kind of financial related current affairs are given in chunks. So I think that was very beneficial for GA part. I think, yeah, like people, people used to say like the cutoff is relatively not very much high, but I think because see, if even if you see this year's paper, the quant was not, I mean, it was not relatively easier. It was a good, the pattern was good and the difficulty level was good. I mean, if you are not, if people are giving these kind of exams regularly, they may be very well accustomed. But if someone is giving for the first time, I think it's a thing. You have to like be prepared.
Right.
Have to prepare. So I think GA is important. At least you should try to get in GA like 5 to 5 marks, 10 marks. You should, so that at least you will be confident enough. Then I will cross the cutoff at least like 30 marks, 35 marks, that kind of. So yeah, so for GA, I prepared from exam BPD only, and then from sorry. So then from for aptitude part also from iExamB website only, I have taken I used to take those aptitude class, so that yeah. But for yeah, then reasoning also, reasoning English, I prepared from there only. And then coming to paper two for computer science, I think, yeah, so I was like I think I was well accustomed because for GATE, I was already
Okay.
studying these things, right? And in college also, right now, I'm studying the subjects.
Right.
So
Right.
I was, yeah, correct. So I was well accustomed with the things. I just need to practice it. So I have given like mock tests from iExamB only. So I've given a few mock tests. And for consistently, I was getting like for the first paper, it was not relatively very higher, but yeah, for second paper, I was getting good marks, and for paper one, enough to clear the cutoff. I mean, easily. So yeah, so that's how I prepared, and yeah, for second paper, mostly it was like practice only, not theoretical depth. I have not, because I have seen the papers from exam B. Exam B has previous year papers, right? So I have seen like in IT things, it's not very much they are asking, but you have to do it in a short amount of time. But yeah, questions were relatively good, and it was from GATE I had the experience. So yeah, I that's how I cracked it.
Then coming to phase two, paper one is descriptive English and paper two is coding. So how
Correct,
did
correct.
you prepare for that?
Correct. So, for paper one, for phase two, paper one English, I think that was the most challenging paper. I think people have to give. So, what the thing is, English, because you have to, first of all, you have to get accustomed with typing, right? And typing, and in the same time, you have to like be thorough with your sentences. Don't do much of grammatical mistake, typing mistake, spelling mistake, because right now, general sense, when we write something, suppose if we are writing an email or something, if we make a mistake, we just do backspace, and we don't practice it that much that in one go we can write. And English paper was 1 hour only, and you have to write a lot of things, and you have to maintain the word limits, those things at the same time, because in such kind of competition where the selection ratio is very less, so you have to keep check of everything, like so that everything is in place. So yeah, for English, I have given mock tests. I mean, not consistently. I mean, like I have given like 10 to 12 mock tests for specifically for English descriptive, so that I can, get accustomed. And at the same time, I will make sure that my spellings and grammars and everything are correct. Sentences are correct. So yeah, so that was for paper one, and for paper two, coding mostly. See, coding, I have been practicing from the first sem, like when I came to this college, because we have a mandatory courses for
Okay.
algorithms and data structure. So yeah, I have been accustomed mostly to it, and the second thing being, I have been practicing mostly, I mean, from sites like Lead Code and Code Forces. So yeah, so those sites I'm practiced on. The thing is that uh, you have to develop a kind of problem solving skills mostly, right? Because see, you cannot get exact paper in the exact kind of question in the coding paper. So once it is developed, I think that will be suffice to clear the coding exam. It's not like coding. SEBI's coding is relatively not at very high level. You have to, once you get accustomed, you can write good code. If your problem solving skills are good, I think you can crack the coding paper easily. It's not a very big thing. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Ayush, what about your interview? How was your interview preparation? How was your mock interview vis-a-vis your actual interview?
Okay, so coming to mock interviews, I'll say like mock interviews. Sanjeev sir took my interview. So, Sanjeev sir and Shivangi ma'am, both were there. So in mock interviews, I think the only thing saw is they asked a lot of HR questions. So HR questions were more. Sanjeev sir asked also like the profile based question. There was job based question. Everything was there. But the biggest surprise in the actual interview, what happened to me is like I go I sat there. They just asked me what college from where you are doing right now, what college you have, what kind of what is your specialization. So actually my specialization is computer science and information security, right? So I think that triggered them, like, because they are also working major people, like the panel was mostly accustomed to cyber security and these things, right?
Right.
Because we works on those things. So back to back, it was, I think my interview was 95% technical questions only, like rapid fire round. It went like one people. Actually, there are 7 to 8 panel members. So I think everyone asked me technical questions only for like 30 minutes or so, 35 minutes, I think. So yeah, it was mostly technical. So it was, so yeah, mock interview. That's how mock interview was, because he asked like more HR question, but because see, it could be based on profile, right? Because of the
Yes.
profile, because we asked people, some people they asked like HR questions, but from me they didn't really. I think one or two questions they may have asked something like if you get selected, or something, do you need some time because of my master's thing, right? So I think one or two technical HR questions, but rest of it was entirely technical, like
And
entirely
did
technical
Shivangi
interview.
ma'am asked any technical questions in the mock interview?
Correct, correct. Yes, Shivangi ma'am asked questions from technical perspective. I think she asked from DBMS. She covered everything. I think DBMS she covered. She covered from a few questions. She covered from data security as well. She covered questions from, I think, computer network. She also asked. She asked a few questions, but yeah, like mock interview, I will say mock interview, like 60%, 60 to 70% was HR from Sanjeev sir, then 40, but the actual interview
Right.
100% technical. Yeah.
Yes.
So that is
And
the
what
thing.
kind of questions were asked in the technical interview?
The actual interview, right?
Yes. Yes.
The correct. So in the actual interview, they mostly ma'am asked me based on my profile only. See, I have a profile in Python. When I used to do job, I my job was based on this. So they mostly, firstly they asked me technical questions on Python, somewhere deeply. You have to go too deep, like in detail. You have to explain them. Some questions were, obviously from cybersecurity, they asked me a lot of questions because that was my specialization in masters. So those things were there. And cloud technology, they asked like what is containerization, virtualization things. And there were one thing, that there were a lot of scenario based question. They gave you some scenario, they gave you some a list of, suppose they give you some list of five devices, and then they tell to like place it, how will you place it, or those kind of things. Scenario based questions were very much technical. I mean, for answering them you need to be
Thorough with
very
the
well
topic.
versed with the things, correct, thorough
Hmm.
with the content. So I think yeah, it was like, it was on a moderate to hard kind of, like it was a good
It was a good
question.
interview.
Level of questions were good, yes.
Okay, okay. So, Ayush, in your opinion, let's say if a student starts their preparation for SEBI IT and he has
Okay.
no idea of coding, so how he can start the preparation or practice for coding, and what is the ideal time that he will take to cover up the syllabus at least once?
Okay, so actually in SEBI IT notification, if you see the coding, in the coding data structure and algorithm syllabus, everything they have given, right? Everything is there. Linked list is there, hash map is there, dynamic programming is there, greedy, everything. So the first thing that you should do is like to try not to, if someone is starting from scratch, they don't have much idea about what coding looks like, or what things, how things are, because I think every branch people can apply to. So if
Apply for it.
someone, yeah,
Exactly. Yes.
correct. So if someone is from other branch, so what they should do is, there are a lot of good good tutorials in YouTube which are present. Like Striver is there, so they make it, it's all free content. So they make playlists based on every data structure and algorithm. So I will say that first get accustomed to it. First get accustomed, try to solve a few easy questions, try to learn I mean, stick to a single language. Like during my job also, I worked in Python. Here college also, I used to work in Python because if you stick to one language, you will become better. And what other languages can do, everything you can do in one language, right? So So improve your knowledge in one kind of language, learn the basics, and then start with these data structure things. Like first start with array, then you can go to linked list, then you can go to, hash, queues and stack, those kind of things. Then you can, you know, s- um, consequently move to, little harder topics like dynamic programming and graphs and all. So I think those are relatively good level kind of questions. Questions in that are being framed in dynamic and graph are good kind of questions. So first get try to, in 1 month or 2 month, whatever your speed is, try to get accustomed in that, like basic data structures and algorithm sorting, searching, those kind of things you can do. And yeah, and try to find resources like this in a you I think in YouTube you can find anything, like, there are playlists and those things. So from there are sheets also. People, some YouTubers prepare some sheets where for SD interview jobs. So those kind of sheets you can solve, in which you can learn like most of the concepts in a shorter, much shorter time. So
Okay.
they can help.
Okay, and then after spending some time on coding, they can go for phase one preparation simultaneously.
Correct. Yeah, phase one, because see, phase one is this time, I think it was relatively, good level was there, I think. And GA was also like, people, sometimes used to say like GA was asked long for the last 3 months. Actually, they've asked like questions ranging from last year as well. So
Yeah,
those kind of things that, but you don't need to, because see, there is a certain, you don't need to get full marks, right? Everything
right.
you don't need to cover. So GA is the most lengthy part in the part of preparation. So I will say that don't do so much GA that you will compensate time for English and reasoning and quant. Try to do them like how much, and try to solve it within a given time frame, like how much you can solve. And they are, because you, if you can do better at them, you will crack the first paper. It's not a very big issue, because I have seen like previous year papers also, I have seen this year paper also I have given only. So CS part comes relatively not very tough, but the only thing is the time is less, and you have to do a lot of question in such a much shorter amount of time. But still, I think computer science is manageable. If you are a student of computer science, then it is good. If you are from some other branch also, I think it is manageable if you are thorough with gate syllabus or something. So gate syllabus, you can obviously start learning little bit by bit. So I think that would help. And yeah, so I think that's how you should aim for. Like you should aim for like 50 to 60. If you can get 40 to 50% marks are also good in first paper one, and try to go for 60%, above 60% in paper two. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's how you can crack.
right. And Ayush, during your preparation, did you encounter any challenges and you felt that these things can be worked upon? You can guide other people about that.
Yeah, I think in personal sense, the challenges for my challenges was to, maintain the college, because it is I think the curriculum at Triple IT Hyderabad is very demanding, right? So those things, time constraints were there. So I have to also, do, because see, English preparation, you have to give time. Coding, I can compensate, because coding, I know, I have been working on. So okay, I can allot some specific time, like do even 1 to 3 questions per day. It would be suffice. But yeah, for English, I have to, take out time, and I have to give mock. So one thing I would like to say is like, give mocks for English, because it is the people got lazy there mostly, right? And they don't want to. They sometimes think that I will write somehow. I will write. That doesn't happen in actual exams, right? Because the competition is very high. You have to think, because even one word mistake if you do, obviously that is going to cost you at the end, right? And it is not something like it is coming like every 6 months or something. You have to wait for a long time, like 2 years or 1 year, whatever, until notification comes. So yeah, that's how. So try to compensate, try to do English. I will say. And it is, in specifically in IT, English is a deciding factor, because IT, usually people they get good marks in coding, but yeah, English is a deciding. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, okay, Ayush. So that is great insights and great discussion with you. If you have anything else to add, you can add. That will be. Otherwise, that is all from my end.
Um, The thing that I would like to add is like people should be, from my interview experience specifically, the interview. So don't be don't think too much about the interview. The thing is, they only want you have to be thorough with your profile, whatever you have done. If you have done some job, if you are on a break, so they will ask questions accordingly. The only thing is that you have to answer confidently. If someone has a good profile, they will definitely ask good questions from them. So if you are from some very tier 1 kind of college, if you have done very good job in a very good company, so they will ask questions from on that level only. But the thing is, I don't think they necessarily judge people based on their technical knowledge, because you have already cracked the two phases, right? So the thing is, be confident on what you speak, and be confident on your own profile. Like, be thorough with your profile from everything, like whatever you write on those information, the PIF form, I think that is the name, right?
Yes.
So yeah, in the personal information forms, whatever you write, be confident in that. And yeah, so that's how you can go through. And obviously for phase 2, you have to like focus on English, and at the same time, if you are not very much accustomed to coding, try to solve a few questions every day. So in 3 4 months you can get good.
So that's great. Thank you so much, Ayush, for your time. And once
Thank you, ma'am.
again, congratulations from the entire team and wish you all the
Thank
best for your future. Thank you.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah.